Wait, not yet.
Yep. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
What?
Oh, nothing. I gotta fix all my overlays. But yeah, we're live.
Or is it like messed up or something?
No, I have overlays. I don't have a pre-stream overlay for this yet that I need to do.
Oh.
And some other things like that. But I have some fun things for us to talk about tonight. We can talk about our Star Wars game.
Really?
We can talk about our Tomb of Annihilation game. Talk about all sorts of good stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, see, that overlay isn't the correct one.
We do have...
But yeah.
We have stuff we could talk about, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I could talk to you if I have to.
No, whatever. You can handle it. You can handle it.
I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm starting to get used to having to talk to you.
Whatever. I think I might end up closing that door. Since it's 62 in here, so it's only going to get warmer if I leave it open. Okay, well. Talking Star Wars tonight.
Ooh.
And our Tomb of Annihilation game. Maybe even the campaign coming up that we're creating characters Saturday.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be fun. I'm pretty pumped about that.
I am too.
So, I think this barbarian's going to be done here in a couple minutes, too.
Oh, yeah? Already?
Well, I mean, so I'm adding highlights, right?
Okay.
So that's looking great. And then I just kind of have to do, like, her face. And I gotta figure out the hair thing. I don't know about this hair.
I think the hair's fine. Why do you not like it? Black hair is awesome.
No. It looks weird.
It does not look weird. What is black hair supposed to look like? Add a purple tint to it instead of the white. Like, go over the white with some purple. And so, then it'll be black, but it'll seem purple too. It'll be good.
Might be a good...
Like a purple wash.
We'll see.
I know it's a good call. I'm smart. I know what I'm talking about.
Jury's still out.
Oh, whatever.
Sorry.
Whatever.
Not willing to go there yet.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm good. I'm good at this stuff. So, anyways, maybe I'll even talk about my interview. My quick interview today. My third interview. That could be huge. So that'll be nice. But yeah, maybe I'll talk about that too. You never know.
You just never know what's going to happen.
That's true.
That's how we live our life.
Yup. We got 2 people watching already. That's cool. That is cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
So, what do you want to talk about first? I want to talk about the Star Wars game.
All right. Yeah, what do you think of the mechanics?
It was actually so pumped about that. I was telling one of my...
I figured we'd wait till Paul got it. That's okay. We can talk about it now.
Sorry.
If he joins. He might be working or something.
We can talk about it again, too.
We can talk about it again.
I was so pumped about it. I went to work and I was
Did you talk about it at work?
I was telling Jenna all about it. I'm like, no, it was so cool. Because
so are we going to buy it now?
One of my coworkers, her husband is a videographer, and he is actually designing his own board game. And so they play a ton of, like, tabletop games. And she actually more likes the role play in games.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not super big on the strategy and mechanics as much as she is the role play. So I was like, dude, you would love this game, right? Because it was a lot of, what kind of Star Wars game is it?
Fantasy Flight Games.
Fantasy Flight Games, that's what it is.
They're the ones who make it.
Yeah, and so it was really cool from an RP standpoint, I feel. Because
it has a narrative built into the dice mechanics.
Yes.
That when I say that to someone like Paula, normally she cringes. In the past.
Not true.
You have. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I had a really good time.
I really wish your brother would have played, actually. I knew when I was talking about it with him at Buffalo Wild Wings not long ago that he was not real thrilled about the idea of anything narrative.
Well, so
but I almost wish I didn't tell him that now. I wish I'd have just let him experience it, but he wasn't interested in it.
I don't know that you did the best job explaining that.
That it was narrative or
game, like how it worked.
That's because I didn't tell you anything about how it worked.
I was very I don't know that I'm gonna like this game, but
I didn't think I was gonna like it either.
Then we got started playing, and I was like, I love this game.
Right, but I didn't think I would like it.
No, the thing.
So it's hard to sell someone on something when you are really not thinking you're gonna like it either. Again, I've had the game explained to me so many times in 5 years, and every time I hear it, I'm just as confused as I was at the start before we actually started playing.
Oh, I actually felt like it was really easy. It was really easy.
Yeah, so I didn't notice on the sheet there were the icons that so I could figure out what canceled what out. And so I was worried I wasn't going to remember what's what, which I still messed that up a couple times. And then, yeah. So, I mean, there were still little things, but I actually really liked it. And I want to find ways to incorporate it into my D&D game, which I actually am going to have a Star Wars review of what I thought. I recorded it today. And even some ideas for how I might incorporate it into D&D or some other games possibly. So I've got a couple ideas.
Yeah, I think the only thing, and I said this about the game that kind of threw me off is that I don't play a lot of sort of futuristic style games.
Right.
So sometimes when you would get advantage on something, you would kind of RP what
that meant.
The advantage was. So how do I explain it? So basically, whether you succeed or whether you fail at something, you can still have, a good outcome. So you could succeed at something, but then also have something bad happen, so an example would be, you want to shoot the control panel so that the door falls down, and cuts off stormtroopers that are chasing you, let's say. So you succeed and you shoot the door panel, but you also have one disadvantage or one bad thing that happens along with it. So maybe you succeed and you shoot the door panel and the door falls down, but then all of a sudden stormtroopers show up behind you or something like that.
Or
right?
There's some inside.
Yeah. But you could
That'd be a pretty drastic threat, though.
Yeah, but it depends. You could also fail on something, but then you get, a couple advantage outcomes. So it could be you missed shooting the control panel, but the door next to you is unlocked and that room is empty or something like that. So you run into that room or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying, just because you fail at something doesn't mean that it's over.
Right. 100%.
Which
so
is
I always thought that it was based on the degrees of success. If you've got 3 successes and no failures or something, that's how I thought you got even more positive stuff. It didn't click for me until I started playing. But like I said, once I started playing, it made sense and it was a lot of fun. It was a good game. It was a really good game, and I want to incorporate some of the positives and negatives like that into future games. And I've got some ideas, and I will talk to you about them off air, but they are in my Fantasy Flight Star Wars review that I did. So I didn't really talk much about what happened in the game so much because it's a pre-done adventure. So I don't want to ruin it for anybody who might play it. But I did discuss, the mechanic, I didn't get too in depth with the mechanics either. I think I just gave my overall opinion more than anything.
It's very much, it's more collaborative storytelling than I feel anything else.
That you've played.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I think you would like Fantasy Age and Dragon Age, for similar reasons, kind of. It's not quite like that, but you get like some stuff to add to the narrative in that as well, and so I think you would like that. And it's basically if you roll doubles on any dice, then you can apply points to different things that add to the narrative. But yeah, I think one day we'll have to try that in the next couple months because I think you'll love it.
Yeah,
I do.
think so.
I really do. Yup.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe I should just get some pre-gens going for that, and then get like an adventure set up, and then if for whatever reason we ever have a game planned and people can't show up or whatever, and we only have a couple people show up, we can just play it.
You can just run that instead.
Yeah. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think I'll do.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. It's not a terrible idea, right?
Yeah. And it's just nice in general to have other things to play. But we have some board games too we could always do that with. And, I still got to play, oh gosh, what is it called now? Call to Adventure. Still got to do that sometime. I want to play it for a while.
Yeah, but it really was a lot of fun. I had a really good time.
Me too. I would play again.
Yeah, I had way more fun than I thought I was going to have. Because I'll admit that, like, before the game, I was like, I don't know, maybe I should have backed out.
Yeah,
of
you
this
weren't
game.
feeling it. I was super excited.
I was not.
But I
not
think
at all
you
sure about
were,
that.
I think part of it too is you were stressing about your game the next morning. So we didn't realize until, well, I noticed it on my calendar Friday night or Saturday morning. I think it was Friday night. That we had our Tomb of Annihilation game Sunday. And I said something to her.
For which I was absolutely unprepared.
She had no idea.
Nothing is prepped.
So anyway, I threw some ideas out at her and she took some of them. Not like I prepped before. I just said, hey, maybe you should try something like this. And so she did, and it went pretty well. She changed her mind after a minute, actually.
Decided, I went through and I prepped the regular stuff for the module that I thought they were going to do.
Paint that barbarian.
Yeah, so I went through and I prepped the regular stuff for the module like I would normally do. And then right before, this was the game that we had. They had a little bit of trouble with some character deaths and things like that before, and they really want more magic items.
Which even Erica said at the one point, she was like, I'm not going to complain about magic items now.
Yeah, and they wanted more magic items, and they're kind of a little bit more dungeon crawly. So at the last second, I decided, like literally 15 minutes before everybody showed up, half an hour before everybody showed up, I was like, I'm going to scrap the whole thing, and I'm just going to make like a little undead cultist thing, right, that they can run through. And I'll just be like, that's good enough, whatever, we're going to go through it. And it ended up going, I think, pretty good. They got magic items that I think were pretty cool.
Did we get all the magic items in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You kind of said some stuff that implied that we didn't. So that's why Erica started going, well, I want to go look in the dirt pile in the dead end.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't think I realized that.
I was even like, oh, okay. I was like, even if we did leave stuff, I wouldn't go that far to like make my character go look in a pile of dirt.
See what I can find.
Right, because I feel like that's a little meta.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Paul actually joined in, so he is watching. I can run the Realms of Tarionth Adventure for a fantasy game. Oh, is that still Genesis system? Dwayne says, is your output level a little low, or is it just me? Are you talking about our volume? It might be down a little bit.
It might be my fault because
I put it over by her because she's usually quiet.
I talk too quiet apparently, and then I'm like, okay, I need to talk louder. But then sometimes
I'll move the mic a little bit. It'll help.
am looking down.
And I'll put it closer. There.
then it-
Maybe that'll work. Does that sound better? Let us know. But yeah, I would definitely play it again somehow if time would work. We've got 3 campaigns we're juggling at the moment. Dwayne had a little bit of trouble with some character deaths. Little, she says. But they're dead, so it's not little to them. Nobody died.
Yeah, but it was a couple. What I'm saying is a couple sessions ago they had trouble with some character deaths.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, they want more magic. So
and they didn't outright say. They, in fact, when she gave them the opportunity to say what they wanted when we had the talk last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, they didn't say they wanted anything different, even though they do. It's...
Yeah, they were...
So she still catered to what they like, and I think she could tell the difference this session with how excited they were.
Yeah, so they did a little mini, dungeon crawl that was not...
It was fun, though. Actually, I enjoyed it. I think I do enjoy dungeon crawls and going for treasure.
I feel like for the fact that it was made up 20 minutes beforehand, I had no idea who these guys were going to be. I had no backstory for them, which was extremely obvious.
Because there was a point because they're asking questions like, so what cult do they belong to? I don't know. They worship Ball because that's what's going on in our Descent game.
Because that's what I could think of. I didn't,
I get it. I do that all the time.
I made it up to try and,
It doesn't help that I'm not up on all, the deities and D&D.
100% same boat. I get it.
So I understood. And then, asking about the guy's name, what's the leader's name? Because we got into interrogating one, which I knew was a terrible idea. His name's Roy. R-O-I.
I couldn't think of anything. I don't know. For whatever reason, it's so bad. Sometimes
we still had drama, though.
Still had drama. For the amount of times that, I do, presentations and stuff at work.
You get some putty at work.
And... sometimes in role-playing games, you put me on the spot. I'm just I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what's happening. Yeah. And I just totally, screw up everything.
Can you put that back on this side? Because I'm going to need this.
Yeah, I don't want to rob you of your brown.
I know. That's the problem. I'm going to need poster putty soon.
Okay, I will try to remember. You have to text me while I'm at work.
I will. Tomorrow.
Because you wanted other stuff too, right?
I really want poster putty. So I could stick it on here and then it'd be easier to handle. You know what I mean?
Oh, I guess I never thought about that.
Yeah, I've been talking to you about it for a while. If we have an empty bottle, that's going to end up becoming our mini holder.
I feel like it just doesn't bother me, maybe.
It bothers me because the paint comes off where my hands touch.
Well, don't touch there.
It's dry. It doesn't matter where I touch it. I have oily hands sometimes. It's just what happens.
Are you rubbing it?
No, I'm just holding it. It doesn't matter. It just happens sometimes. It happens mostly to the Reaper bones.
Just be gentle.
The Reaper bones don't hold the paint as well, so it happens more with those.
Be gentle.
Paul says, just woke up to get ready for work, LOL. Yeah, it's Genesis. It was the first Gen Con adventure. Oh, okay. I don't even know when that system came out. Did that come out with Star Wars? Was that the first thing? Or did Genesis come out before the Star Wars stuff? Because I never heard of it until after Star Wars. I've been telling Paula we need to play Fantasy Age or Dragon Age by Green Ronin because we own the books. And it's something that I think she would enjoy. It's a 3D6 system. They've got stunt charts where if you roll doubles, you basically get to add... You get to use the points however you want with the different things that are listed. For example, if it's a social encounter, you can add that you have befriended the NPC or earned their trust or whatever based on spending the points on those options or whatever. But it's got like a magic stunt point chart and it's got combat one. It's called like dragon points in Dragon Age, but in Fantasy Age I think they're called stunt points. But it made me like the Star Wars game made me think of that because of the whole idea that like you can add more to the narrative other than I hit it really hard. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I would totally play again.
Yep, we're both in that same boat. I would want to make my character though, and I would probably want to make something more combat focused. Maybe even a Jedi or a Sith would be badass. I would love to play a Sith. I think that would be a lot of fun.
I played a bounty hunter. I had a great time.
Yeah.
She was wonderful.
The droid was cool because I didn't have to worry too much about RP that much. You know what I mean? Like I could be a mindless droid at times and not worry about stuff. So I did kind of like that aspect. But I feel like it'd be more fun to have a lightsaber. I'm just saying. That would have been kind of cool. And a Sith would be awesome. Or what are the gray ones? Like the middle Force users? Are they gray Sith or gray Force users or something? You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It's okay, because I don't really either.
I mean, I could tell, but, it's cool.
Whatever. I'm painting my bases gray.
You do you, man. You do you.
I just want to make sure that they work.
I'm adding gold accents.
Paul says Star Wars was first, and then at a convention the developers talked with the hosts of a popular Star Wars RPG podcast and the creator of a Fallout hack for Star Wars, and that spurred the idea for Genesis. Genesis has been out for almost 3 years now. Gotcha. Yeah, Grey Jedi. They're like not good or bad. They're the middle of the road, kinda. But yeah, I think that would be cool to play. Are they in the game itself, or is that like would you just make something and call it that? Like I have no idea.
We don't know how things work.
I don't. And how bad would it be if I was the only Jedi or whatever? Would that like throw the balance of the game off, or are they balanced alongside those things well?
Ooh, Paul said he's interested in Fantasy Age.
Yeah, you would play some Fantasy Age? Awesome.
In Fantasy Age.
There's some stuff that so I'm gonna make some characters for it, I think. I don't know when I'll be able to play it or run it, but I'm gonna come up with like a one-shot adventure that could be more, might not be. In fact, most likely won't be. But I'm gonna make an adventure that, while it has a conclusion, it's not gonna be like you saved the world and whatever.
But I want to save the world.
Well, then you have to play further. But yeah, something that would be a good like one shot, I think, is what I'll plan.
That's what you're thinking?
Yep, and then I'll make some characters and get used to that. But it's a really simple looking system from when I read it. It's been like 2 years since I read it now, though. There we go, and then I'll do brown rocks.
Okay, so I think I'm almost done with this barbarian.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's almost time to call it.
Or maybe I'll just do Dragon Age. Just use the Dragon Age system and make some characters. It's the same system. The only difference is there's 2 attributes that change. There's some minor rules, things that might be tweaked. But for the most part, it's the same thing. All 3 books are made to play with each other. Force users in the game are the most balanced. I've seen in a Star Wars RPG. Oh, okay. So if like I was a Jedi and she was a bounty hunter, it wouldn't feel like I was like the most dominant character in the game necessarily. That's good.
That's cool.
That would be good. Oh, I need a little more gray. Shoot.
Because I actually did rather enjoy my character.
Yeah, you'd play the bounty hunter again?
Yeah, I would.
I think you... I know you don't typically like being fighter types or whatever, but I don't know if that's true anymore. Like, you loved your rogue in our one campaign because she messed stuff up pretty easily. You like your sorcerers that you play that mess things up. I think you like combat far more than you think.
You think so?
I do. Like, I think you're going to love playing your barbarian.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I've been enjoying mine.
I mean, I'm not, like, obviously not open to it.
Right.
I mean, I played the cleric that one time, who was our frontline fighter.
Yep.
I liked that.
She was a storm cleric.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree. I really think you will enjoy... Like, I think you'll enjoy the barbarian you're going to play. I think if you ever play a fighter, I think you'll enjoy that. I think there's a lot of classes and stuff that you would enjoy in 5e now.
That I just haven't played.
That you used to say, nope, I'm not into that style. Or I don't think I like that very much. Yeah, I think your tastes have evolved to like almost everything.
You think so?
I do. I think it's not necessarily about the combat or stuff that is why you don't like games. I think it's feeling effective or like you make an impact in the game. I think that's what actually determines if you have fun. Does that make sense? I think that's why you have like a huge desire to be heard, which I think is normal. But yeah, that's what I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm interested in getting those books now, but the Star Wars books, because I really enjoyed that, and like 2 sets of those dice, maybe 3, because it seems like you would need a few.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a
need
few
more
people at the
than
table.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, what if I run it, but nobody at the table owns the dice? You know what I mean? Now it's like, now you got to pass it around the whole time. And I'm someone who likes to have my own dice. I don't like to have to reach over. Like, I get a little pet peeve of mine is when you ask people, oh, do you need more D6s and stuff? Because, like, they got 3, and I know they're probably using, like, 5, but it's like, they're fine. They got enough. Like, it drives me bonkers.
Well, because the only reason I do that, I do it really just with Drew, and it's because he has to roll like 4d6, and for the second there, he was rolling 1 at a time.
He only rolls the 1 with his first shot, and then he does his sneak attack separate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but
he always does that.
If you know, it's going to be all of them.
I agree.
Please roll all your dice at the same time. Don't tell me 5 and 2 and 4 and 1. Like, what exactly are you telling me? Are you telling me multiple attacks and that's the armor class you hit? Are you telling me damage? Like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Like, add everything up. What's the total?
He's saying it out loud, and he does tell you the total at the end. So I tell you per attack.
Now he does, but he didn't originally. No, he did not.
Oh, okay.
He's doing that now because
Gotcha.
I've gotten on him so much, and I'm like, okay, what's the total?
Gotcha.
Like, don't give me like 18 numbers to add up. You have 4 people, all telling me numbers.
Right.
Condense your information.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You know.
Well, and he was playing a monk, so he's hitting like 17 times. Like, let's be real here.
I guess I just prefer if you have multiple attacks to just roll all your attacks at the same... Right, you have 3 attacks, so you roll 3d20 all at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, you hit, 3 times. Roll all your damage together.
I understand. There's not a lot of table space to do that, though. Without, like, dropping half your dice on the floor or hitting the miniatures on the mat or... You know what I mean? So, like, when you have as many attacks as he did, especially with the monk, it's almost impossible to roll it all at once. He's notorious for dropping his dice off the side of the table.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is.
The problem is he's got 2 inches to roll on. And he throws his dice. Like, he tosses his dice. He doesn't... I don't know how to explain it, but he like, tosses his dice in the air and then catches them. So...
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. So, Tomb of
Anyway.
Annihilation was a good game this week. I think that was perfect for the group.
Yeah, the problem is that there's... I mean... Well, so there's more of that later.
Sure, but you can pepper that in randomly as encounters.
Well,
here.
but
And I
that's
think
why
it's
I
pretty
did that.
easy for you, if you think about it. It'd be very easy to improv a dungeon. You know?
Yeah, and so... But that's why I did it that way.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, oh, I'll just... You know...
Yeah.
Make this dungeon. That's not really what everybody was supposed to do, and that's not anything that exists in the book, but we're just going to do this because
Right.
I think it's what everybody wanted.
I realized that I forgot to finish my barbarian character for the game.
Oh, yeah.
And so in session, which I already knew what I was doing. I was doing the resistance stuff. So I was the path of the totem. I forgot to pick my totem animals, but I knew I was going bear and going bear. So the first 2. So I did that. So I have resistance to everything except for psychic. While raging. But yeah.
Yeah, so his character wasn't even done.
Well, okay, so when I made him, I was helping Drew and like trying to keep him calm because he thought his character sucked. Remember, he was so mad that this rogue assassin sucked. Like, that's what he kept saying. And I'm like, no, he does not. He's awesome. And considering you only rolled 1 really good stat, this is perfect. And you don't have to remember a ton of stuff. You really only need to know like 3 of your abilities. Like, you need to know what you can do as a bonus action. You need to know your assassinate stuff. And that's it. Like, you should be good. You should be able to handle that. Like, this is different than your monk. Like, it's probably easier. Like, and it was funny because during the session, because even when he first made it in the first couple combats, he hated his character. He really didn't like it. He was like, I only get to roll to attack once. I was like, yeah, but look how much damage you're doing. Like, you did like almost 30 points of damage, and then you critted the one, like, it's ridiculous. But,
Like, everybody calm down.
Yeah. But no, this last session, even his mom was like, oh, yeah, your character sucks all right. She was being a smartass, obviously, because he doesn't suck.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I think Drew really likes his character now, which he did.
Because now he's figured it out. Like, this
Kind
is
of.
how
For the
it
most part, yeah,
works.
actually, he's got it down. He keeps forgetting his bonus action, which would help him a lot, because it gives him the advantage. Especially if he's first. He can hide before he attacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's things he could do, or he could hide after he attacks to give him advantage the next turn, too. But it's all good.
That's fine.
Yup, I agree. So anyways, I remembered, too, that I could commune with animals as a ritual. And I remembered there's something else I can do. Like, I don't remember what it is now, but I put it on my character sheet, So I started talking to the mouse that our rogue has, because our rogue is basically talking about how useless his mouse is that he has from his background.
Yeah, and he doesn't do anything with it. I mean, not that you have to, but...
No, but I'm going to try and take it. I'm going to try and get him to give it to me. Be like, can I have your mouse? Yeah? Okay, cool. And then I'll try to use it like for random stuff here and there. Be like, all right, the mouse is going to do a watch, and if it hears anything, it's going to wake me up.
Make the thing that he doesn't want at all the most useful thing ever.
Yep, for me. He can't talk to it, though. I mean, and that's just like on other people's watches. I'll still do my watches, obviously. But like if someone doesn't wake me up right away, it will. So there we go. That's what I'm thinking I'll do with it.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's a terrible idea. I don't know that he's going to give it up, though.
He might. I think I could convince him.
You think so?
I do.
No, because the second... yes. So the mouse is from his urchin background.
Yes.
I have not played a political game.
Yeah. I don't know if a political game is something I am good at running. I don't think I'm capable. Maybe as a module, but I don't think I could do it on the fly. I think assassins are really useful in your average game. Like the fact that you attack and then you can hide, so then stuff can't even attack you. And if you have expertise in stealth, like it's really difficult on a DM. Like there is no reason a rogue should die. A rogue assassin should die. Ever, really, when it comes down to it. All right, I think that's good. Right.
Yeah, I'm going to finish these highlights, and then I think this lady is done.
Yeah?
Dunzo.
Good.
But then I don't know what I'm going to do next.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. Oh, so what else was I going to talk about? I was going to talk about our game this weekend. So we're making characters, and she's already painted the cleric's character. However, this last weekend when he was here for our Tomb game, he said, yeah, depending on how I roll, I might play something else. So I laughed. I was like, yeah, maybe you should. No,
that's just an older brother for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, dude. Really? Really?
He'll play the life cleric.
He probably will.
And then Paul is going to play, what did he say he was playing? I forgot. He had a few things
Caster?
He was considering.
Some kind of caster, I'm guessing?
Yeah, there was some things he was considering. I think he was considering, I don't even want to speculate now. I think, shoot, I don't remember. Not a wizard, though. It was not a wizard. I just don't remember what it was.
Warlock?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Sorcerer?
Well, I know what the classes are, but but it's not. But I don't. I don't remember, and I don't want to speculate. I'd have to look because he told me in a chat. I'll pull it up here in a second. And then I don't know exactly what I'm going to run, but what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to run Homebrew World because that's what I like to do. Because when I run a module, I do have a hard time straying off course with the module. And so when my players do things I don't expect, it screws me up. And then I always stress about it in game. Like I'm like, oh crap, what if I screwed up the story? What if this? What if that?
That's pretty good.
I think that looks awesome. Yeah, you should just set her on your hand and hold her up to the camera.
I'm going to.
There you go. Move back a touch. It's because it's focusing on your hand. If you just set it there, in the palm. I'm just saying, it makes it easier.
I'm trying. So hard. So hard, you guys. Why is this so difficult?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's too close.
One last time.
There you go. Ta-da. Oh, there you go. Ta-da. I think it looks awesome. Perfect.
Looks great.
Every rogue can hide with their bonus action. Assassins lack the versatility of other rogues, in my opinion. Yeah, but they're good at combat, which I think makes them better than for average games, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. I haven't played a rogue. I don't think. Have I played a rogue? Not in a game with you.
Nope.
Yeah, not in any games with you. But yeah.
Okay. I think I'm done.
I think it looks good.
At some point in my life, I will do some kind of base on something. So what should I do? You
gotta do the bases Friday. No matter what.
Next.
Friday is bases.
Friday is bases. So what should I do next?
Maybe we don't even film it. Maybe you do bases tomorrow.
Here are some opportunities. I've got this guy. could do. Is that gonna focus?
It's a druid. It's the WizKids druid, if you want to look it up.
This guy? Does it work? I suck at this. Okay. So
It's
the
also-
sound effects helped. Thank you.
It's monotone, so it doesn't matter.
So I could do this druid guy. He's got this cool like sword thing and these like antlers coming out, which are really neat. I could do this chick. She's got this cool cape here. She's got this like dynamic hair. It's pretty cool. But then she's got this like invisible bird thing.
We're all the wizard guys.
That's gonna be cool. I could do
You're one of those guys.
I could do this Asmar. Try maybe right in front of the camera. Right in front of the camera, then back away.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, you're such a genius. I could do this Asmar. Okay, now I feel like I need to re-show you the druid.
I'm glad you said that because she listens to you. She won't listen to me.
You're so smart.
She wouldn't say that to me either.
So this is the chick I could do. I could do, what else have we got that's interesting? Oh, this guy is cool. Nobody ever plays old wizards though.
Yes, but that wouldn't be a player. That would probably be a bad guy.
This guy is cool.
Like all those guys would most likely be bad guys. And I could totally see people playing some wizards. Your brother might even switch to one of those minis.
This guy's super cool. Really, really cool. And then I'll show you this guy last.
That guy's cool. I
That
like
guy's
him. Especially
really,
if you can
really
make
cool
the rune
too.
symbols red on the part paper. Oh, yeah.
It's like the 5th time he said it, but I never see it. Sorry. I try really hard. I'm not the best at paying attention to the chat and everything at the same time. So,
I usually read it.
I don't know what to do next.
I got stray bristles now. Just kind of hangs off the side. It's awful. It's okay. You just do like what I'm doing. Do a little bit on a guy at a time. Boom, boom, boom. Why you don't know, you could do those ones. So you get inspired. Or you can fix the sorcerer that you started or the gnome. Just in the meantime while you're thinking. I'm just saying. You're here to paint, not to read the ramblings of a madman. You're not a madman. You're a nice man.
This madman
The ramblings
has,
of a nice man.
An opinion on what I should paint next. You should voice your opinion.
Yeah, tell her what to paint.
Have opinions. Do things.
That's like someone telling an artist what an artist's vision should be.
Well, you know what? Maybe I need some help. I mean, I can fix this one guy.
Look at my bristles.
Because you paint so hard. First of all, how do you get so much paint on the rest of this? You shouldn't have paint all the way up here.
Don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with this. There's no paint on the bristles right now.
It can ruin... There's paint at the end here.
Okay.
Because you're jacking up the brush.
I'm not jacking up anything.
What's your problem?
What are you painting?
I'm reading advice on how to make sure.
Don't have your hand a few inches behind the
focuses.
mini, as the camera may try to focus on your hand rather than the mini. See? That's what I've been trying to say.
No, you told me to
No,
put my hand
you
there.
do this. I tell you to set it there. There's a difference. That's what he's saying. Don't have your hand a few inches behind it.
Well, you know what,
That's why I say set it in your hand.
I don't have like, whatever. Whatever.
She doesn't have a palm.
Screw you. Screw you. It didn't even focus.
It did focus.
Even work.
It did focus.
Okay, so let's see. I guess I could paint one of these old dudes. I guess I could do it. You think this guy or this guy?
I think this guy would be cool as hell. Or this guy.
Or
That guy would be badass.
This guy?
I think so. Would this look good as red on this turquoise? That's a no. Give me yellow then.
Maybe. Well, no. If I were you, I'd do orange or I'd do pink.
Okay, give me orange then. From the bottles I like, not your bottles.
Why are you hating?
I just don't like the thicker paint. Don't like it. Yeah, sit the mini right in your palm. Exactly like Juice says. Ha ha ha, you two are awesome.
It doesn't say exactly like Juice
No, but
says.
that's what I said.
It says nothing.
That's what he's thinking. He just won't say that.
He's not saying anything like that.
So anyways, so what I was saying is I want to... So, okay, we have a monk, a dwarf monk in that game. We have... What are you playing again? A human barbarian? Right?
Whichever one I paint will be awesome.
A human barbarian, correct?
I don't know what race I am. It depends on how I roll and if I need to make up for anything.
So you might be like a half orc.
Probably not.
Well, they're good at... Oh, shoot. See, I've already screwed this up. Stupid.
You have too much paint on your brush.
Hush you. Hush you.
Okay. I think I'm going to do
Already
this
screwed
guy.
up. Already. Dang it. I suck at painting. So anyways, so we have the dwarf monk, a human barbarian probably, a human life cleric for now, which he's probably going to still be that no matter what. And then I would assume maybe a human barbarian or a human warlock or something like that. He ran a few ideas by me, and I think I ended up telling him I liked the
does he need a
warlock.
miniature? No, he doesn't need a miniature. He never said anything.
We'll figure it out this weekend. Yes, he'll need a miniature. We're just going to do our own miniatures for everybody.
Okay.
Based on what they roll. We'll
I
figure it out.
just don't want him to, not have somebody...
We'll have a fill-in for Saturday, because we'll try... So we're going to create the characters on stream Saturday, and then we are going to possibly start playing on Saturday. And, yeah, so we will see. But we'll just...
We'll see how it
We'll
goes.
improv the minis for Saturday, and then we'll have an idea for what the characters are.
Everybody will have one, I think.
Yes.
Except Paul.
Right.
But Paul, if you tell me on Friday.
Well, he's not in the chat.
Well, but maybe he'll watch the video.
He won't. He doesn't watch my videos. He works too much.
What does he do?
He has his own business, remember?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like IT stuff.
Like computer something or other?
Kind of. Not IT stuff, but it's I don't know. I'm not even going to comment on it. We can talk about it with him later. Because I don't really remember. I should go eat. You two stay amazing. I'll catch you next time. Hey, no problem. Thank you for joining us, Dwayne.
Good night.
It's going to get really quiet now that he's gone. But 4 people are watching.
Okay, so I'm going to paint this guy's cloak black.
This does not seem like anything that would be realistic in any fantasy setting. Turquoise and orange.
Well, I'm doing a black cloak, so...
So it looks normal.
It's been... I don't think I've ever done a black cloak.
Nope, you always fight me on that.
We're going to do a black cloak. And then underneath he's got this cool thing. I don't know what color that's going to be yet.
Purple.
So I think I was thinking...
It's going to be gray.
I think I was thinking red.
Oh, okay, red works. Red's pretty evil looking. So with the campaign, I'm going to try and mix in some stuff from modules. So for example,
did you officially decide that?
I think that's what I'm going to do. So I might steal stuff directly from modules, but then change the city names, NPCs, things like that. factions.
So he's been debating for a while, like exactly how he wanted to do it, because he wants to do homebrew, but sometimes, I mean, it's takes more time, in his opinion,
Yes,
to do
for me it
homebrew,
does.
and we already have like a lot of games going on.
Yes.
And so it can get kind of, difficult, and we have children and, things, life.
Correct.
Um,
New job, possibly
so
starting up here in a couple weeks. I find out probably tomorrow
yeah,
if I got
so
it.
there's just like a lot of stuff kind of going on. So doing a module would be helpful, but at the same time, he wants to do, homebrew so that it's not exactly a module either.
Right. So my issue with modules is again that I have a hard time deviating from it. So if the players do something different that I don't expect, or they go a different direction, I don't go into panic mode. So like I feel like things like Tomb of Annihilation I think would be easy for me to run because you're in a big jungle. Like I could put whatever the heck I want in a big jungle, and that's kind of like the game's built around this jungle. So I could like, I feel like randomly having a dungeon here just because, I want to run a dungeon crawl tonight or whatever. It would be very easy for me to do that with that module. But looking at other modules, they're not based so much about the travel and stuff. And so I feel like it's a little bit harder for me to do that. Um, and just in general, running games in established settings because I don't know a lot of the lore, uh, and I don't retain it well, uh, bothers me. Like it's always hard for me to do. Um, I just always question. I second guess things. I question things, and so that's my issue with it. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, so I'm going to take things I like from other modules that I've read and looked at, and monsters and things like that, and I'm going to use them in this campaign. For example, like I know I want Tiamat somehow in this campaign.
Oh, you know what? I was just going to ask you if
Yes.
there's, is there a monster that you've always wanted to use that you've never gotten a chance to use?
Tiamat's one. So part of the issue is I've run Horde of the Dragon Queen. The problem is we didn't get to the end when I ran it. I used to run it for Adventurers League. So that looks terrible, but I'm just going to do it like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Does that look stupid?
I mean, it looks kind of interesting.
I'll just leave it. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, so we're gonna do that. I might steal some stuff from like Princes of the Apocalypse. I might do some drop-ins from like the Tales from the Yawning Portal with my own spin on it. I've already reworked some stuff from Tales from the Yawning Portal for a previous campaign we did that I didn't get to use. So if I have those notes still, I might just do that how I was planning on it before. And I think that'll be fine. Yeah, so there's just a couple things like that is all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of a good solution to wanting to do homebrew, but maybe not having a ton of
That looks stupid.
time. I mean, I don't know. When I've done my own, or written my own stuff before, there have been times where it's like, hey, I'll take something, like inspiration from something online somewhere. Or, hey, I played in a game like this one time and it was a lot of fun because you just...
Yeah, I do stuff like that.
Sometimes you just don't have, forever
I steal from a lot of games.
to figure it out,
Yep.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So, Tiamat.
Yeah, so she'll probably be in there. I'll probably do, like I said, some Princes of the Apocalypse stuff. I don't have Curse of Strahd. I don't have any desire to do anything with Curse of Strahd. So that won't be in there at all.
And I mean, for the record, too, Paul would be the only one who would notice that they're linked up to these modules.
Yeah, I talked to him about it. He's run Horde of the Dragon Queen before. He said it didn't matter. He didn't care. And he owns all the stuff, but he does not.
He hasn't read all of it.
Sounds like it.
Or he doesn't remember all of it.
Sounds like he...
I mean, because I won't... so some of it I might realize just because of conversations that I've seen people have online or something like that. But I'm just not going to know enough to make it, to, like, ruin it for me, right?
Right.
And I don't think Nicole has either, who's my friend who's also playing.
Yeah, no, I don't expect her to be familiar with any of it.
And I know my brother would know, so
no,
we'd be safe there.
No, and it's not, I don't care if you guys know stuff, it's just metagaming. Like, if you know the adventure to the point where it's like, oh, I know there's treasure here, or there's this there. If I feel like there's metagaming, it's going to change on the fly. Like, there won't be treasure there. Like, or there won't be, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I would just, again, change things as I go. But there's already things I changed. Like, even when I ran stuff from Horde of the Dragon Queen before for you guys, so in it, it's basically just succeed or fail. Like, the mask stuff or whatever. But, like, there's a lot of people online recommend adjusting how that works. And I agree with that. And that's what I was doing. So, without getting into specifics and ruining it for you right now. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure it'll be fun. It'll go well.
It will.
It'll be great.
All anybody wants is to feel awesome. Right?
I'm sure I'll feel awesome.
I'm sure you will too as a barbarian. All right.
It's hard to not be awesome when you're me.
Ho, 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 ho. Would you paint this white? I think I feel I should. Like a dirty white. Can I get some white?
Not sure. Hold on. What is it?
I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. With these two guys, I'm just kind of like, I'm going to screw them up. That's how I feel.
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know what to do with them. I think I'm done with the donkey, too. I think it's good enough for what it is. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to do anything else with that. Same thing with the mice and the wolf. The wolf's probably fine. Yeah, so those just need bases. Those are good. I think I'm done with the lizard men now. So all that stuff just needs bases, and then I need to seal them.
See, look at Black Cloak. Perfect.
Perfect.
Genius.
Looks great. I think I want to paint these guys.
Basically awesome. Okay, so his robe underneath. I said red, but I don't think I'm gonna do red.
All right, what are you gonna do now?
I think I'm gonna do a green.
Okay.
Or like teal. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do?
I was gonna use him as a cultist, a ball, or one of them, which is red, I think. But it's okay. Do what you want.
So I could do red.
Yeah, but if you're not feeling it now, don't do red.
How about like red orange? Can I do some orange in there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll compromise. This is me trying to compromise.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about it. I'm just gonna talk about it. So I'm thinking for the narrative stuff. Because I liked how it kind of came across in the Star Wars. So I'm thinking about at the start of every session, giving each player 1 point to adjust the story. So, and it's not advantage or anything like that. It would be like, I mean, you would treat it like an advantage or a threat or whatever. But so what would happen is, say you rolled and failed to hit. You're like, well, I want to use my story point. So even though I failed to hit, maybe I hit the floorboard and now it's loose or something. I don't know, whatever, something. Or oh, I failed to hit him, but we're on a rope bridge, so I hit the rope, and now the bridge is almost about to break. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you could change something around you at any point. It doesn't even have to be when you hit. It could be I did a skill check and whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
I think something like that would be cool. But for every time you guys use it, I then get a chance to use one against you. So if you guys win a whole session without using them, I don't get to do something like that back to you just randomly either. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So it's kind of like how he was using the dark and the light.
Right.
And so I thought that would be kind of cool. And who knows, maybe I won't, maybe I will do it where it's not me doing it, right? So that's one idea. To let you guys change the narrative, we'll call them story points. So everybody gets one story point. Another idea was every time you have a critical hit, you get a story point. So rather than just starting a session with one, only on critical hits you get them. And then you get to do the same kind of thing, but you have to do it right then and there. Right?
Okay.
So there's the two ways I thought about doing it so far. The other thing I thought is also on a critical fail, you have to decide what terrible thing happens. Maybe it's not to you. Maybe it's to a different player. Maybe it's to the group. Maybe it just whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's leaving the narrative in your guys' hands. Like, oh yeah, we've cleared out this room, but the door's locked now. Maybe you didn't know if the door was locked or not, but you just say, yeah, the room, the door that we haven't gone to yet is locked. And be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just some of the stuff I was kind of thinking about.
Okay.
But I just wanted to force more narrative play. And I think, I know you can do it. I know Paul can do it. It would be
Nicole
interesting.
can do it.
Okay, yeah. So then the only thing would be your brother. And Paul, no matter what, will look for ways to do it while giving you guys advantages even when it's a negative thing.
So...
Because he's a little bit of an optimizer.
I think my brother can do it. He just needs to see other people do it.
Right. Do you think he'd enjoy it, or do you think he would just feel like it's a little much?
I think it might make him... I mean, he's going to try and game it, right?
Sure.
So I think he would like it from that standpoint.
Okay. Cool. So then we will try some story points and see how it goes.
See what happens?
Yep.
See what you can do?
Yeah, I want to see how it plays out. All right, I'm just going to make this all the same color. So you asked how I got paint down there. It's because when I'm trying to speed paint, I get paint all over the bristles. That's why.
Yeah, but the crappy part is that that's a really nice brush that you've now destroyed.
It's not destroyed. It's been like this for a while.
I can't use it. Like, I can't use that to paint. Now
I know.
have
I've always used this one.
Brush.
You just said the other day we got to buy new ones anyway. And I agreed. Completely agreed.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like, hey, let's buy brushes every time we paint.
Yeah, but the smaller they are, the more fragile they are.
I understand.
And this
I wouldn't use a tiny, tiny, tiny brush for this.
Yeah, but this is not a particularly small brush.
I know.
And I know you want smaller ones.
I do. For the details. It's not like I would use the smaller ones all the time. You know?
Yeah. Sorry, I think I'm getting out of this camera view. Here.
So adjust the camera rather than you. The camera moves. That's the beauty. That's why we did it this way. Oh, doesn't look like anyone's watching.
Oh, they all bailed on us.
Well, Paul had to go to work.
What time is it?
Dwayne had to eat.
It's 9:30.
Yes. We got
So
another
we
half
have
hour.
a little bit of time left.
Yeah. We got another half hour, I'd say.
Guess I can talk to you.
You could. Does that sound cool, like story, or would you think? Do you have a different idea that might be better?
So no, I think it's cool. I think in general, if we can get everybody to,
Be more narrative.
RP what they're doing a little bit more, I think that will help.
Right.
Make it cool, because that's my struggle in like our Toon game is that everybody's so, like just roll up and hit stuff and hit stuff and hit stuff, and
or they say, "I say this," rather than saying it.
Yes.
Like even Drew the other day did not realize your brother was RPing. He was worried that your brother was mad that he killed the guy. Like he was legit worried that his dad thought less of him for that.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious to me. I feel like we should have been like, no, Drew, we played a game where your dad hit someone's wagon with a maul just because he wanted to kill them. Like, your brother or your dad does not think less than you.
Yeah, I find it interesting that he plays that character that way, though.
He's the balance of the couch. So if he was next to me, I think it'd be different. A little bit.
Yeah, you think so?
I think it might be. Oh, he's not wearing a shirt. So I've been painting that gray, and that should have been skin tone. Oh.
That's his chest.
Yup.
Those are his pecs.
Yup. So now I know. That's cool, though. I feel like I should make his skin tone like orange. Make him more like a demon. Or red. Ooh, give him a red skin tone. There we go. Yeah, why not?
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm probably going to do... I have to remind myself to give you guys gold and stuff. Because I just don't do that either.
I know. I'm the worst at that, too.
Yeah, but gold in a jungle doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you guys are going to...
By the way.
Oh, it wouldn't have got set in.
It's harder to erase after a while.
Yeah, you can get it off.
And it stains the creases of the maps. Either way. I did that, just so you know. But yes, I think that'll be good, because then we can spend some gold.
I don't know. You guys have a ton of gold to spend.
We have quite a bit.
You guys actually have quite a bit of stuff you can sell.
Yeah. Some beads.
No, you guys have a bunch of gems.
Yeah, true.
And stuff.
True. That is very true. Hey,
anybody who's been keeping track of those gems? I hope so.
Your brother. He's been keeping track of everything, I think. He remembers, like, some really obscure stuff thanks to his notes. That I would never remember in a million years.
He literally can read things one time and remember them for the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's absurd.
It's completely ridiculous.
It's absolutely absurd.
So the most absurd part about it is that he doesn't realize that most people can't do that. So he expects other people to do that too.
Oh, no, he knows, I think. He knows.
I mean, yes, if he thinks about it, but, if you're just having a conversation
you're right.
about something.
In theory, he does not understand that people aren't naturally as smart as him. Yes, you're probably right on that.
He can just memorize stuff. It's really obnoxious.
I'm like that sometimes with sports stuff. That's about the only thing I'm like that with. I wish I was like that with school subjects.
I mean, I suppose sometimes with politics I can do that.
Yeah, you think so?
I had to study this one time. No,
let's not do that one. Just getting into politics again.
It's all good. I didn't say anything.
All right. I don't know. That's fine for
say?
now, I suppose. Getting gray paint all over me. I really need that blue sticky putty stuff.
I don't understand why you painted his whole body gray.
I didn't. I painted his armor, and then I did the other stuff that I might... Basically, I did a base coat on stuff that I think is going to be gray, or stuff that's really small that if I miss it later, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? That's what I tried to do.
Oh. You don't go through and just I just
I don't
black
hit
out
the small
colors.
things, no.
That's the first thing I do. Is just go through and black out everything.
I try to, but I start with the color I think is covering the most stuff. I thought he was more armored than he is. Now that I realize he's shirtless, I have a feeling his leg right here is probably bare leg.
That would make sense.
But before, when I looked at him, I was like, oh, this is all armor. I mean, it still could be, but then I was looking up here, I was like, wait, there's no neck spot. And that looks like muscle, so maybe not.
Yeah, I go through and I black out the color with all a middle tone. So this looks really orange
I'm
red.
actually pretty satisfied with that.
Okay.
Does that look bad?
Yeah, I think it looks
Would you
fine.
do anything different? Would you add to it? What would you do with that if you could do anything?
I would have made him purple.
Well, not change him. What would you do if you could add to it?
Maybe some more highlights. Some of the colors a little thin in certain areas. That's it.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what to do. If anything, maybe yellow or something. I don't know. I'm not messing with him anymore. I'll mess him up.
So anyway, I go through with a middle tone kind of color.
Right.
Right?
I do the big stuff first. That's what I try to do. Brush was too wet.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I screwed that up.
When you're oh shoot.
So now I gotta wipe it off and hit it again.
Start over.
Yep.
Do it again. Yeah, so he looks really orange in this, but it'll look red.
Okay. I will trust whatever you're doing. Whatever. You're the master miniature painter.
Yeah, that's it. That's 100%.
You are, though. You're the one that does the good job on the minis in this house. It's not me.
I mean, maybe in this house, but
Oh, whatever. Whatever. So I had my third interview today. I drove 40 minutes to it. And they didn't ask me any questions. Really. They said the second guy I interviewed with really liked me. And they said that, what else did they say? They warned me about the job, which it's car sales. I understand car sales. Her dad did car sales. I've got a real estate sales background, so I understand sales. I get it. I understand the risk. I understand the stress. I understand, the rejection, the long hours. I get all that. And I'm no stranger to long hours. I mean, before I met Paula, I pretty much always worked 2 jobs. Throughout my early to mid 20s, and then yeah. So, anyways, it was funny. We talked about the Nerdarchy convention because I said I wanted to have that time off to possibly go to that in Philadelphia. And the one guy was like, "Oh, he's gonna love you," because I guess he's a big gamer. I think he thought though maybe it was a video game thing. The first guy, the older guy. But either way, that was still kind of cool. And I like video games too, so that's not a problem. Which, yeah.
Just pass. Just keep going.
I'll come back to that one. So, anyways, we they didn't really ask. Like I said, they didn't ask me anything. I asked them some questions, and then at the end of it, they said, "So we'd really like to have you. You'll be hearing from the recruiter in a couple of days." Which the recruiter is going to call no matter what, whether you get the position or not. He even said that. So I don't know if that means I got it for sure. I would think it meant that because I said, yeah, I'd really like to join the team too. I'm going to ask for a formal letter too because I think that's the right thing to do. And hopefully the recruiter will get something sent over to me. But yeah, so I think I got the job. I don't know. Today was a very laid back, almost like they didn't care. Not that they didn't care, because I think they did. It just was more, felt like they were just trying to get a feel for who I am.
Personalities.
Yeah, like, is it true what the first manager said, kind of thing, And I don't think there were any red flags, or I think would have asked questions. I'm sure they went over the questions that I answered already with the other managers too, because they had some concerns like, oh well, you're driving 40 minutes to work, and what if you got an offer to go back to real estate, or things like that. And so I answered all that in the previous interview. So maybe they already got their answers on that from the first guy. I don't know. But I think it went well. And I hope it did, because there's some good potential. Obviously, it's car sales. You can do well, or you could do really poor. When you're talking about the difference of making 30 grand a year and 90 grand a year, So if you're making 30 grand a year, you probably shouldn't work there. It's kind of how it is. But yeah, so I'm hoping I do well, and it'll open up a lot of things for us. So that's the hope.
TBD.
Now, the video game thing. So today,
Dang, I thought you were just gonna.
I was in the shower, and my son was playing video games. He's playing his Marvel game. I don't know what happened, or he was trying to play it. He deleted my Xbox One account off of the thing. And I don't know how that happens. Like, with my account being the primary one on there, I didn't think that was possible. It was not password protected. I hate how the password system works for any Microsoft product. I absolutely hate it. Anyways, so after I got back from the interview, I went to check it out. I logged in, and when I logged in, it gave me a brand new username. Not my old one or anything like that, just a brand spanking new one. So all my progress from old games, I believe, is gone forever. Achievements, anything I did. And that really bums me out, like bad. So I don't know.
But our kids also play all the Marvel and like Lego
games.
video games and stuff like that too. So they lost all of their stuff, which means more time that we get to spend unlocking stuff.
Yeah, because they get stuck a lot.
Because they get stuck. But I will have to hand it to Caleb, who is our 4-year-old, that he came up to me with a piece of paper And he was like, I need to write Daddy a sorry note.
Oh, he thought of that completely on his own?
And he said,
didn't know that.
can you write it down for me? And I was like, why don't you draw him a picture? And I'll tell you what the letters are to write the word sorry. So he did that all by himself. He felt so bad. He felt so bad while you were gone.
Gotcha.
He really did feel bad.
Oh, I know. I understand. I just, yeah. And no matter what, I mean, I'm going to be frustrated. So, it's okay. It's not a big deal. It's whatever. I was getting really far on that Baldur's Gate game, though. I hadn't played it for a while, but that game's harder than I remember. So, yeah.
It's okay.
I know. I'll make my characters different next time anyway.
Are you even a parent if your child hasn't completely ruined
Your Xbox?
something of yours? Is it even possible?
Yup. You're a perfect parent. If they haven't.
I mean, I know I'm awesome, but you know, it's hard being this good.
It's always got to be about you.
Well, I mean,
Ooh, those chocolate brownies sound so good. So, we did chocolate brownies the other night. It was great. And I decided I was going to buy some different ones because they were on sale at Meijer, 10 for 10. So I bought 2 boxes. And we're going to eat a box tonight.
I'm not eating a box.
Well, yeah, we're not eating a box. I'm going to eat some, and then I'm going to play some video games. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to rename the other account that I made for the kids and make that the primary account again.
This is the only one you can use.
I don't know. I don't, yeah. Maybe I should just play my games on a different account that they don't get into. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You probably should.
I just hate the fact that I got to come up with a new user ID and stuff.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I think this camera is frozen.
Ooh, it is.
So I'm permanently looking down.
Yeah, you're painting.
I'm painting so intently.
There you go. I wonder how long that was frozen for.
I don't know.
I do not know either.
Okay.
How is he coming along? Actually, that looks kind of cool. Looks very Halloween.
Yeah.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween.
It's going to be great.
I believe you. I don't think I'm going to try and paint the legs as skin color. But
Oh, really?
But the chest, yes. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think the pants are skin color.
Just make them brown.
No, I'm good.
I mean, nobody's going to know.
I know, that's why I'm just going to make it dark gray. I don't think they are supposed to be skin color. I don't know. I can't tell. There's like a texture on the back of the one leg, which makes me think it's armor of some sort.
That would make sense then.
Or it could be the mold. I don't know. Don't know. Man, look at these like areas I can't get into.
What do you mean you can't get into them?
Like in there between the arm and the body. I think it's good though.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I believe you do. But the arms are going to be skin tone, and the chest and back will be. And the mouth of his face.
Just the mouth of his face?
Yeah, see, look.
Not the rest
It's like a
of his
Juggernaut
face?
mask.
Oh, okay. I guess that's fine.
And he looks better right now than the other one. So, yeah. think it's looking good.
It's going to be great.
I think so. So the cool thing is the axe has like a face on it. Check that out. I think I'm gonna make that red.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Like an evil red looking thing. Brooding thing.
Like a red face.
Yeah. Make it look as scary as possible.
I think I missed part of his robe thing in the back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's part of his robe. It's not his cloak. Sometimes it's just hard to tell.
Yep. And then sometimes you don't know until you've painted everything.
And then you're like, oh shoot, that entire area is the wrong.
Right. It's funny how that works. It's alright though.
It's going to be great. Because today is Monday.
Yeah.
Best day of the week.
You know, yeah. So what happens if I get the job? I just go shopping tomorrow? Go get clothes?
No. First we gotta figure out everything else.
Yeah? Oh yeah, we gotta do daycare and stuff.
Yeah.
And a car. A second car.
I think daycare is the most immediate issue.
You sure about that? Because that is great and all, but if I don't have a car to get to work, it doesn't. We don't need daycare.
Oh, we already talked about this.
Yes, we'll see if that plan works though.
It will.
You don't think that'll be more stressful for you?
Oh, I'm sure it will be. It'll be fine.
I'm sure it will be.
It's okay. It's okay. We got this. We can do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're not sure what to do now?
I think I'm done.
You think you're done? Oh, we have
For the
3
night?
minutes left.
Yeah, I think I'm done for the night.
Okay, well, I gotta finish all these chains first.
Yeah, you do that. You can leave the cups of paint out here, or the cups of water out here.
You're not gonna leave, are you?
No.
You're gonna leave and abandon me?
Mm-mm. Nope. You would like that too much.
No, actually, a lot of times when you've left before and you only leave for like 5 minutes, I'm like, I don't know what to talk about.
You don't have to know what to talk about.
Like, I don't know what to do. It's like Talladega Nights where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Right? He's giving the interview.
Pretty much.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
Oh, there we go. I can paint the base on this.
That's me.
Yeah, that probably is you. I would say it is.
So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. This guy's axe is so cool. It's not an axe, it's a scythe. Scythe? Is that the
Scythe?
correct,
I don't know.
Scythe?
I don't know.
Correct pronunciation?
I don't know.
Nobody ever says the word. I only ever read it.
It's the Grim Reaper thing. I've always said scythe, but I don't know if that's right.
See? Downside to reading too much.
Yep. Well, that's how you know if someone learned something from reading or not. If they pronounce it wrong. But that's okay. That tells you that they're smart. Right?
Okay.
I've always thought so. I've always thought better of people. Actually, because I'm like, they clearly learned that from reading. That shows initiative. That shows that, they can learn things on their own. Rather than, whatever. Although I guess you could read a dictionary and learn it. And how to say it the correct way. So, I'm wrong, I guess. I guess I'm wrong.
I mean, that happens to you a lot.
No, it doesn't. You don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah. If I get this job and you guys out there watching or anywhere in the Grand Rapids area and you need a used or new car, I can help you buy that, because that's one of the perks of this possible new job is I can sell new and used. So it sounds like worst case scenario, I'll be putting the new car department at one of the 3 dealerships on campus. Um, but that would be cool either way. Their used dealership's nice over there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. It's the nicest used car dealership I've ever been in. Ever. It looks like a new car dealership.
Cool.
All the used cars on the lot look brand new. I didn't see any that were like really old. They're all newer, nicer looking ones, but they could have the older ones on the back. I don't know. I didn't dig that deep. Ouch. Glasses kind of hurt my ear. But yeah, so I'm excited about it. I do hope it works out. I really do. And then I want to jump in and get some stuff done.
I'll just do this whole thing gray.
It's 10 o'clock. Time's up.
Shush.
So, anyways, I'm going to end the stream, though.
Okay.
We will be doing this again on Friday. I also have the Forgotten Throne game on Wednesday. That one, I'm not sure if that's going to be on Twitch, over at twitch.tv/mastersofthegamerpg, or if I'm going to try it here first. Stay tuned to social media, whether it's Twitter, Discord, Facebook, if you're in any of those things. I will possibly have an update Wednesday on whether or not that's going to be here on YouTube live or if it's going to be on Twitch live. Either way, later on it will be on YouTube though. So if you're interested in watching some live plays, click that subscribe button if you're new here. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. So have a good night.